Hello, friend. I want to help you become the best version that you can be. And I want to make the rest of this video be just about that. Now, I am going to talk about what I will do to help you be the best version of yourself. And then I will ask you to take a little bit of action at the end. So stick around till the end where I will ask you to do some action. So getting started, my life is about my friends. It's about you. It's about the people that are closest to me. It's in my blueprint. The friendship is of the utmost importance. And I also have a tendency to be a hermit. And so whenever I do have the chance to engage with you, my friend, I am happy to. I have a tendency to spend more time by myself, reflecting, reading, going on walks, and I would like to change that. I would like to incorporate people, the closest people. So if you're just finding me now, because I am posting this on YouTube, but this is mostly for my friends. If this is your first time witnessing me, finding out about me, then thank you for showing up. Subscribe to my channel for more of me, and I will reveal opportunities to connect with me one-on-one in the future. But today this is mostly just about my friends. So thank you for watching, and please stick till the end as I've got a lot to share about today. And so what I want to do to help you be the best version of you is to be the best version of myself, first and foremost, so that the sparkles of joy and success and dedication to the art form of being Dylan goes to the people in my life, goes to you, the people in your life, and we all start being a little bit more of ourselves. We can be more of ourselves when the people around us are themselves, and we don't let the collective consciousness control who we are day to day and moment to moment. And so what I want to do to help you, to help me help you, is by focusing on core activities that will be the ones that I will engage in to make progress in this life of mine. Now, the first one is regular video creation. So like this, I plan on making at least one long-form video a week. I do plan on making these live so I can then interact with people in a direct but also indirect way, because I do appreciate the solitude I'm currently in right now, but I really want to be able to connect with you at the same time. So thank you for being here right now. And so at least once a week I want to go live and talk to my friends and talk about what is going on in our lives, not giving away too many specifics so that I can still share this on YouTube and publicly, but to give a little insight to the world, provide the world with a little insight about what's going on with us, because I know we've got some cool things going on. Our lives are a little bit different than most people's, and it'll be fun to share that, just like little bits with people. And this will change over time too. We may do more or less. And so moving on, so regular video creation is one. Part of that is then taking these videos, this one right here, these long videos, and chopping up into little shorts so that they're a little bit more digestible for people who are just stumbling around on social media and scrolling, getting them to stop scrolling and check out this long video and watch the entire video so that they can kind of get into the world that is Dylan and Dylan's friends. It's a cool world to check out. We're doing some cool things, and I hope that you come and join us. Now that was like a little example that I will take out and use as a short, as an example. That way I can post regularly throughout the week and not have to not have to be in front of the camera for so long every single day starting out. Eventually, maybe, for doing daily updates, for sure. But starting out, what I have is 1 or 2 days where I have time to do errands and life stuff, and then I work the rest of the week. So I want to really focus on the time that I do have, which is doing this long video. So thank you for sticking around in this video. I promise I will move along and get into the juicier details. The second part is engagement with the audience, with my friends, with my family, the people that are closest to me. I want you to reach out to me. You have my contact information. Just reach out to me and I will connect with you. I know I haven't always been the fastest to return, but I do appreciate connecting. And if you comment, like if you are not connected with me, if you do not have my contact information, please comment in the comments below, and I will make sure in the next video to have my funnel set up for connecting with me so that we can connect and collaborate in the future, which is a point down the line. So 1 is regular video content, regular video creation. 2 is engagement with the audience. And 3 is continuous learning and sharing. So that's me learning. Since I was born, I love learning. But after school, after graduating high school, I fell in love with learning in the non-traditional ways of books and online courses and communities. And I've learned so much. Like I went to a school 6.5 months long, about 7 months long, for massage therapy, healing modalities, physical, energy healing modalities. I learned communication, boundaries. I learned about dozens of different healing modalities, and so I'm trained in massage therapy. I'm trained in craniosacral therapy. I haven't gone through a full certification course of multiple levels for craniosacral, but I love the art of it, being in stillness, and I want to share that with you. I also learned coaching, health coaching, nutrition, sleep, stress management, recovery, and I want to provide this mostly to my friends, the people that are closest with me, because that is the energy that allows me to be excited to wake up each and every day, is knowing that I have people close to me that are looking forward to the engagement. And part of that is sharing right now that this little outline here of the core activities, I talked with ChatGPT on my phone. I have a little app. You can get it too. It's in the App Store, called ChatGPT. And what it is an AI learning. It's like a language learning model. That's what it is. So it's a language learning model, which means when it takes the information from the internet and compiles it all together, so it has a database to go off of. And then when you talk with it, it learns how to, like, essentially it's like talking to a human encyclopedia. I have one in my life. He's fun to talk with. He's a fun guy to talk with, and You probably know him if you're in my friend group here. He's fun. You're a fun guy. But this ChatGPT, it's really fun because we can just have this ongoing dialogue, and I'll talk to the GPT, and you can set it to voice mode, so you literally have a conversation with it. And so we talked about the Gene Keys, which is a book by Richard Rudd. It's a spiritual introspection model of the 64 codons of our genetic matrix, with the I Ching and other introspective modes. I'm kind of drawing a blank right now on how to explain it, but it helps you understand and contemplate your life and your life's purpose. And so what I did was I was talking about my specific gene keys and what do I do? What should be the core activities to make my life simple so that I can focus on the one gene key, 45, that's in my matrix for changing the ways we do business. So going from the hierarchy model to the heterarchy model for synergy. So instead of every single business being in competition with each other, we can weave our customers and clients together so that everyone wins and we all grow and evolve together. Now, it's hard to do this under old traditional models, and so if you're stuck within a model that feels too trapping, then this may be difficult for you. But so I was talking with this ChatGPT about how do I do this? And it gave me this list, and I was like, oh, beautiful. Beautiful. So that's continuous learning and sharing. That's one of the things I want to do is, we'll talk about things. There might be something within our friend group, and even if you're not within my friend group, if you're watching this and you're following me, you can throw your comments down below, and I'll share what I learned by talking with ChatGPT about what we can do for you in your situation and your unique blueprint in life. And I can show you how to do that as well. It's a lot easier for me to teach you how to talk to the AI ChatGPT, which the AI stands for augmented intelligence, for augmenting human intelligence. Don't think about it as artificial, because really it's what you make of it. It's what you make of it. Imagine the power that you have to wield with the tools of technology versus a 3-year-old. There's a lot of people in this world, they are stimulated by the screen. They scroll on the screen, they watch movies, and they don't create. There's a lot of consumption and there's not enough creation by each individual. I subscribe to the idea that from another person that we'll have as many people on this planet, we will have businesses. Each person can be their own business. It's essentially creating the value in the world that you have to bring that is unique to yourself. And we all have unique blueprints. So, what does this have to do with my core activities? Well, is reflection, mindfulness, and personal reflection is a core activity of mine. That is the fourth one. And because if I'm not mindful of my day, if I'm not mindful of my interactions with others, if I'm not reflecting upon my life, then I kind of lose momentum. I lose traction. I lose the reason to do this, the reason to talk to you. And that's why I'm putting it out here right now as a core activity, is to reflect. It's not necessarily for everyone. Maybe. Some people are better at waking up and getting and going right away. But for me this morning, I wanted to jump on this right away and do this, but I did not feel it. And so I was reading in the book The Gene Keys, and I'm like, all right, my brain can only operate so fast, reading one word at a time, one line at a time, one gene key at a time. But with the tool of my phone that I'm looking at right now, we can talk to ChatGPT and literally ask it to, we can input all of our blueprint and we can ask it questions. And it's about coming up with the right questions. That's part of reflection, is asking the right questions. And it can analyze the data much, much faster than we can. As humans, we have the creative potential of what we want to do, and we can move physical objects. We can consume and filter what is the knowledge that we want to then integrate into our lives. And so the next point, what I'm getting with that is collaboration. So that for me, it's for the core activities, we have regular video creation, engagement with the audience, continuous learning and sharing, mindfulness and personal reflection, and then collaboration. Collaboration is the most important part. It's the synergy that binds us. It's that connects us. The connection that we have with each other. You, my friend, I'm sending this to my friends to watch. So I hope you're watching to this point. I hope you continue watching. I still have a little bit more to talk about. And the collaboration is what I want to do. I would love to have a chat with you. We can record the chat or we can just chat. With the last several months, 3, 4, 5 months that I've been talking with ChatGPT, it has evolved, and now I just saw yesterday that it has a team option for chatting, which I haven't even touched yet. There's also, what also got recently released is Exploring GPTs by the community. So the API, which is like the programming language code for the program ChatGPT, is open source now. And so people can create their own language learning models for specific purposes. So like I was talking about the gene keys, you can make one for that. There's one already for astrology, so you can ask it about your life when you give it your birthday, time, and place. And there's so much more. You can create logos for pictures. You can have it tell you how to take care of your plants. You can have it help you create physical fitness routines, what to do with the food that you have around the house, in the pantry, in the fridge that you want to use up. There's so many different types of ways to use it that make it easier for humans to be human. I'm not saying that it's to take it lightly, that many jobs, many menial tasks will be upended by this industry. And it's up to the creativity folks like us to utilize it in a way that helps us provide the value of our human intelligence at a much higher value. We don't necessarily need to use it all the time every day, but I would really love for you to try it out. And if you don't want to download it on your own phone, we can get together and you can talk to my phone about it. It's fun. It's a fun time. So I want to go into collaboration a little bit more. One of the other things I want to do with you, my friend, is, oh yeah, I talked about that already. Recording it, doing like interviews. I'm using one right now, but this is a little microphone set, lavalier mic, and it's really simple. You just hook it up to our shirts, and we can talk, and the audio is pretty darn good, if you can't tell. We can set up the camera far away, And we can sit in the living room, we can sit in your living room, we can meet somewhere else and just sit, have some coffee, tea, water, probably not a good idea to eat while we're talking. I've listened to that one time before, not fun. Um, and we can just talk and share that with whoever. We can share that with our personal group. We can create our own little community. We can create our own little WhatsApp group or what have you. Or we can post it to the YouTube. Or the full version can just be with our friends, and then I can take little snippets with your permission and share that publicly to be like, hey, if you want to collaborate with me, this is some of the conversation topics that I talk about with people, and these are some of the people that I talk with. We can use that for marketing for your own business. And I want to utilize the background I have in integrative studies and health coaching to help you actualize the potential of your life, so that we can have a conversation recorded or not, but I want to help you actualize your potential, become the most heroic version of yourself. And it's up to you to accept that challenge, that opportunity, that mission in life to connect with me. I'm not going to reach out to everyone I know. I'm going to send this to a few key people in my life that I see moving forward with will be very opportunistic and beneficial for myself because I'm selfish. I want to help them too, but what I want to get across to you, and if you're a friend and if you're someone who doesn't know me or my friends, I want to help you understand that being selfish it's a shadow, but it's also necessary to evolve your life away from being dependent on other people. And what I mean by that is, in order to move forward in life, we've got to break free from serving others before ourselves. Like, self-care is number one. That's why I didn't jump into doing a whole lot of work or trying to videotape as soon as I woke up. I took care of myself until I felt ready to do this. Now, you may be in a situation where you have to work and you don't have the highest energy when you work. But that's the point of why I'm offering collaboration as a core activity. I will be actively working with people in the background. You might not see it right away, but I am working with people right now. I'm working with you, in one sense, because there's at least a couple people here watching this that I am working with professionally, and there are many people that are like, I wonder what it's like to work with him. So you'll find out more about that as those projects get recorded or not and then shared. I want to share more about that. But now I want to talk about the deep health dimensions. So thank you for sticking around this long. I am enjoying this thoroughly. I'm realizing that this is what I want to be doing, not focusing on little specific details and trying to do too much, but to give the big picture. Because if I can give the big picture here, share the big picture with you, my intention is for you to be inspired and have some light bulb moments where you're like, oh, that's what he's talking about. That makes sense. Things like that. I love coffee. So the deep health dimensions, we have physical, emotional, mental, existential, relational, and environmental components, dimensions of health. Physical is about exercise, nutrition, sleep, and there may be another one. There's so much we can talk about. I actually want to pull it up right now because I do have a spreadsheet where I'll be planning my content, health coaching content, and email planner. Who knows if I'll be, no, I know. I am working on a project business, a course and community to help people with deep health. So now if you're watching and you don't know me, this is definitely for you because I want to share about deep health and how to build foundational health to improve your life. Whether or not you directly know me, whether or not I know you, I want to help you improve your life. Now I've got these different topics. Here we go. So physical, we have nutrition, sleep, exercise, and hygiene. Not necessarily in that order. I like to think hygiene is probably the most important because if we're not clean, people will not want to interact with us very intimately. So, hygiene is key and it keeps us safe just over time, preventing infections and stuff. Brushing your teeth, taking showers, baths, whatever you got to do to keep yourself clean is good stuff. And another note, any of these, if you're listening to this, any of these topics that I'll be going over and all of the themes, the dimensions of health, if you want any further information about them, comment below the topic or a specific question you may have. So then there's hygiene, there's sleep. Sleep is paramount. Sleep starts with how you get ready for sleep. It's not just about laying down in bed and expecting to fall asleep. I have a couple hours, like when I decide to go to bed, it takes me another couple hours to get to bed. I'm not saying that's perfect. I'm not saying that's ideal, but that's kind of how long it takes me to wind down these days. I can go more into that in the future. Let's go nutrition next. So I believe nutrition is so important. It was the first health coaching certification I got through Precision Nutrition, was nutrition, understanding the basics of nutrition and what our bodies do need and require. And I'll preface it because I know some of my friends are plant-based, prefer regenerative grass-fed meat, if you do eat meat. I have a lot of vegan people as well, so I'm talking to you as well. That we have, with our current genetic makeup, we may have the potential in the future to evolve away from not needing food. I know people can survive off of breath and breath practices, breatharian. There's different levels of breatharian. Level 1 is awareness. So now that you are aware that breatharian is a thing, you are level 1. Welcome to the club. Level 2 is, well, I don't remember for sure, but it's definitely like vegetarian. And level 3 is like eating fruit or liquids occasionally, and level 4 is, not eating. And I think there's only a couple people doing level 4. They obviously don't interact with humanity, and so that's why they don't interact with humanity much, other than like once or twice a year, when they come down the mountain. So there's the what I'm getting at is the balance of how energetic that we want our lives to be, evolving energetically versus being fully human. I have a lot of meat eater friends as well, and I work at an establishment that serves meat, and meat has zoonutrients. So plants have phytonutrients, and fungi have myconutrients, but animals have zoonutrients that we can only get from the animals. The animals eat the plants, and the animals have nutrients that are changed from the plant source through the genetics of the animal that then we eat, and that is why we are omnivores. And I'm not telling you what's right or wrong. I'm telling you that I eat meat, and I'm doing good. I mean, yeah, like I really want to. I would love to eat the highest quality food that I can possibly eat. And that's why I am also collaborating with you, my friends, the few people that are watching this with intention, not just discovering me for the first time, but the people that I send this to. I do want to cultivate a life where I'm eating high quality food. I want to create a lifestyle that is energetically clean, and I am living with purpose and clarity in life, and helping the food systems of the world indirectly, of course. I don't want to get entrenched with it because there's a lot there, but I do believe I'm optimistic. I do believe that the governing bodies of the food distribution sources, which is the powers that be in the world, I do believe it'll be regenerative someday. It has to be, you know? So, but in the meantime, I want to focus on my little cohort, my friends, because we have this resonance where if we come together in our group, our unit, my culture is the unit, so that's where I shine, is to create a cohesiveness within the unit of 3 to 15 people, and to help that be the best unit, so we can create our food systems. I can talk a lot more about that. I got into some detail there, so I'll definitely be talking about that because I can tell you're pulling that out of me. It's important to you that we talk about food. I know it is. But I also want to talk about exercise, because even if you are eating the best foods, if you are sitting around at a desk job or not doing much with your life, physically moving your body, well then the nutrition doesn't know what to do. The food you ingest doesn't have the codes, doesn't have the activity, the genetic activation to make your body better, to improve your body. We want to develop strength, endurance in our life so we can move better and faster and longer in our lives. I recently did a walk. I think it was a 5K, so 5 kilometer walk, yeah. And no, it was 2 mile. Yeah, 2 mile run, 2 mile fun run. I didn't really run. It was a fast walk, but it was fun. This collective force of well over 1,000 people. There was probably a couple thousand people. We're all walking. There's people running. It was called the Turkey Trot for festival. If you're Wisconsinite, you're familiar with the Turkey Trot. It was a fun energy. I'm a people person. I love crowds. I did not like the fact that I lost my people. So if you're one of the people that I was walking with and I lost you for a little bit, I'm sorry. I have that. Well, it happens. It happened to me in festivals too. Anyways, I'm getting off track. We can get to that in the relational component. I'm having fun though, so thanks for staying tuned in to this video. So exercise. There's a few different movements. There's therapeutic, cardio, and resistance. Some people focus on one or the other. If your body is not in the best shape, stick with therapeutic and cardio. Resistance is good, but if you go to a gym and your body requires more therapeutic, like restructuring the body, you can do some damage, potentially. I want you to be safe. And so there's many ways to be therapeutic in the movements. You can be therapeutic in your cardio and your resistance. I start with calisthenics because Like, for instance, my favorite, like, I used to think it was weird, but now it's my favorite exercise is wall push-ups. Literally standing an arm's length away from the wall and doing push-ups, because you can engage your body and you can visualize yourself moving the wall, and you can visualize, and visualization is powerful within exercise. Visualizing that when you do the movements, it is the hardest that you can handle. Even if it's pushing the wall, it's more effective and safer than me trying to do floor push-ups, because I can do more and I can focus better along the wall than I can with the floor currently. I'm getting warm right now, so I'm gonna have to take this sweatshirt off. So hold on for a brief second. This is the unedited version. This will be a little bit weird for the next few seconds, but hold on. Oh, okay. Now, I don't like doing this specifically because I might have some extra noise, so I really hope that this audio works out. I know that I've had this microphone on my shirt in the past and it's made weird audio, so I don't want to do that. I'll just hold it. I think that'll work. And this may have gotten louder for you, but let's move on. So that's physical. I want to move along these a little bit quicker. For the emotional dimension, we have stress management, creative expression, setting boundaries, setting and maintaining boundaries, and then empathy and understanding. Big things to unravel, but let's see if we can dip our toes in them a little bit here. So for stress management, one of the things I got certified for, stress management coaching, is like doing breath work, is doing mindfulness, meditation. That goes in the next one as well. Yoga, qigong, walking. I mean, we're obviously in the second dimension here, but we've already crossed into other dimensions. Beyond the simplistic correlation with a topic and its dimension, they're all connected. All things are connected in unity. So we have these topics, and it's just an example of how we can, the connection between the theme, the connection between the dimension and the topic is simply a way we can organize our thoughts. However, they are all connected. And the stress management is crucial. If you're not currently managing your stress well, let me know in the comments below, and I will go into that more in depth. Or you can reach out to me directly if you are my friend. If you have my contact information, we can talk about stress management. Give me a call, shoot me a text, give me a audio, text, video, message, whatever. Let's get connected, because I can help you out with that. The creative expression, I went through a little bit of intentional creativity. My partner Tanya, you might know, it actually got certified to facilitate intentional creativity. And so I deeply feel the importance of creative expression and putting our intention into our creative acts. Doesn't have to be world changing every time, but simply healing. You can even just intend to express yourself with the creative act when you do it. But putting other intentions into it, infusing intention into the work that you do, helps the creative process. Boundaries are important. I'll get into that in the relational aspect too, because it's connected. but it's setting and maintaining boundaries so that you are taking care of yourself. I don't go out much at all anymore. I prefer a bedtime of 8 or 9, preferably 8. And so I don't like doing things late at night. I've said yes, and I continue to say yes to things that are at night. And they're fun, but I'm feeling a time soon in my life where I will be much more... Well, I'll leave it at that. Boundaries are good to have, and it's about how you connect with others too. How much you share with others. So for instance, this is a work of boundaries within this video because I don't want to give away too many names of the people in my network because that is a boundary. I haven't talked to you yet about sharing your name publicly, but I'm sending you this video. And if you're here without my request, then thank you for showing up, and let me know in the comments what your boundaries are. Empathy and understanding. Now, it's my understanding that a lot of my friends are highly empathic. So you feel the energy of not just the people in the room, people that you're connected with, your friends, your family, but also the collective. The people in your neighborhood, the people in the city, the people in the state, the people in the country, and the world. And so it's crucial to have the boundaries to understand what is mine and what is not mine in this world. Again, let me know if you want me to go into more depth into any of these topics. I will make note of that and be sure to go more in depth in the next video next week, where I'm hoping to be able to go live after I get to the 50 subscribers mark, and I'll be able to share more. Now, I've never done that before, so that it could be fun. I might not like it, but I think I'll like it. And we got the mental dimension with meditation, mindfulness, self-reflection techniques, and the philosophy of well-being. Now, the philosophy of well-being, that was not something that I had originally introduced into these dimensions. Originally, I could only think of 2 topics per dimension, and with the help of ChatGPT as my augmented intelligence, augmenting my human intelligence, came up with the philosophy of well-being, and I was like, that's interesting. Well, my philosophy of well-being is developing foundational health in these 6 dimensions. And once we get to a base level where we feel good with all of these dimensions, then we can start sharing with the world and collaborating and providing so much value out into the world to help others develop their foundational health and wellness in different ways, of course. But for me, I like to keep the big picture. And so for me, my philosophy is the big picture of how we have the level. You may have a dip in one section, so let's build that up a little bit. All right? And then the self-reflection techniques we'll get into more with the existential component, which is next. But it's simply journaling and allowing yourself to record your thoughts. Some people I've talked with, they say they're good. Not journaling or writing down or recording anything that they think of. Well, you know what? Our memories are pretty fickle. And you won't remember everything that you thought of. I'm not going to say that it's not powerful to just contemplate, because that is the practice of Gene Keys, but writing down or recording or sharing, even just talking with other humans, is powerful. Share your thoughts with others. Don't keep it all locked up inside, because we're here to share. We're here to be in relation with others. So my self-reflection is actually documenting my reflection. And then we have mindfulness and meditation. So I combine these 2 with the Ziva technique with manifestation, but these can be separate too. Mindfulness is simply being mindful in every moment to moment, all day long, Sometimes you'll catch yourself not being mindful, and that's all right. It's the awareness that is key. Being aware that you are not mindful, or being aware that you are mindful, is wonderful. And then there's meditation, which gets misconstrued with flow sometimes, even with my own friends. Now, flow is good for emotional health and other aspects of the dimensions. Flow is when you get into doing an activity and you lose track of time, whether it speeds up or slows down, and you feel amazing, and you are just doing the thing that feels effortless, and everything is connected and feels amazing. People can do this with sports, with writing, with talking. I'm in my flow state right now. This is so fun, and I know it's going to get better over time. We get better, we feel better in our lives when we practice the flow state more and more for longer periods of time. Not necessarily saying that you can do flow all day long, but getting some chunks of time to be in flow. Now that's different from meditation. Meditation, for me, my understanding, is stillness. Feeling into the stillness. And why do I talk about stillness? My background with stillness is with craniosacral therapy, where we practice stillness for periods of time, which I felt was way more productive than only focusing on breath. Breath itself can be meditative. Having visualizations to run through in your own mind, or guided. You can look up guided visualizations on YouTube, other platforms. You can have your friend help you out with a guided visualization. It's about it's like creativity within the stillness, the motion within the stillness, and the stillness within the motion. There's a certain unfolding of consciousness within meditation, within the stillness. And so yeah, I'm simply I can do some meditations with you in the future, but I just simply wanted to kind of differentiate the two. Flow is something you put yourself into by getting into an activity. It could be with others too, but meditation is something where it's like an inner flow. If I could share the two, integrate the two. All right. Moving on to the existential. This is one of my favorites because we can talk about human design, gene keys, astrology, and finding purpose. So, finding purpose with the gene keys is simple because you have this framework. Actually, it would be like this for you. And then it goes up like this, and it circles up into the pearl. But the bottom aspect is the purpose, and up to the top is the life's work. So my life's work is leadership, and my purpose is totality. But it's actually overcoming the shadow of purposelessness. So my purpose is in helping others, you, my friends, overcome purposelessness. So if you are struggling from purposelessness, whether you are already connected with me or not, let me know in the comments below so I can, and let me know how. Let me know the quality of your state, how you feel connected to your purpose right now or not, so I can address that in the future. And it is the existential component, because if we do not feel the purpose that is connected with our life's work, then our genius is not in full activation. So the gene keys is all about our genius, activating our love, and activating our prosperity. That's the golden path. The human design is taking aspects of ourself laid over our body systems and understanding how we are motorized in life, how we respond in life, what our strategy is, how we relate with others, and the type of person, the archetype that we are. I know some of you aren't too fond on attaching to archetypes because they may seem outdated, but I assure you that human design has this next layer of archetypal energy that is easier to be like, oh, yeah, I am like that and not like that. So for me, I'm the hermit opportunist. So I like being alone, like here right now, but I also like having opportunities to jump on but with calculated risk. That's part of my design, is to take calculated risk and not to jump into anything. That's what I did in the past, spread myself thin and forgot about the hermit aspect. And then the astrology is fun because it's the most widely known. Like I'm a Leo. I love the stage. I love being center stage. I love making an entrance. I love making an exit. It is in me. It's my sun, my rising, my Mercury, and it's a fun way to be, because then you can attribute that with others, and it's bigger chunks. And like there's Leos in my life. There's actually, I don't know too many Leos in my life. There's Scorpios. I have a Virgo. There's all sorts of these different zodiac archetypes, but the astrology, it goes deeper, because I have a friend who inspired me to dive deeper into astrology. Her business is astrology, because her name's Ash, and I've been diving into it, and there's so many aspects, because it's based on your birth date, but also your time of birth and your location. So to find the stars, where the stars were at in like the horizon and all over, there's so many different aspects. And so it's got more complexities than, I wouldn't even say more complexities. All those three systems are complex in themselves, but astrology is the most rooted in planetary changes. Human design is rooted in our bodies. And Gene Keys is connected with spirit. Those are some ways to explain it. But yeah, we can go more into that. I'd love to explore your blueprints in life as well, especially if you're my friend. Let's get the blueprints connected, because when we can connect our blueprints together and see where we complement each other, we can flourish more, and that goes with the collaboration that I talked about at the beginning. Then we have relational. So with relational, we have another 4 topics: communication skills, building healthy relationships, community involvement, and support network. Now, support network is the biggest thing I've been working on in the last year and a half, where I have an actual spreadsheet where I'm recording all of the people I ever meet, and I'm realizing that I would love to focus on the relationships that I'm closest with, because the culture of my gene keys, the culture in my gene keys is the unit, 3 to 15 people. So you as my friend, realize you mean a lot to me. And I want to support the energy of our unit so that we can flourish as a unit, but also with, the collective as well. That's why this video is mostly for my friends, but if you want to learn more, you're not already connected, we can connect. Throw down in the comments, subscribe for more. And so there's communication skills. This is how to communicate. I believe the best way to improve our communication is to talk to the camera, to talk to our phones, to record videos like this. Maybe not this long, but to get started, a few minutes a day, talking to the camera, and then watching how we talk to the camera when no one else is around. And then improving that day after day. We can get better at communicating with people one-on-one and in groups when we practice introspecting and reflecting upon how we communicate by ourselves to this inanimate object in front of me. But I'm also talking to you. I'm getting better at talking to the friend that I want to talk to the most, so that this feels more genuine and you get the presence that I'm working on conveying. And I want you to do this too. I want you to you don't have to have the same equipment as me, but you have a phone because you're watching this. You might not be watching this on a phone, but you have a smartphone. Most of us have smartphones these days. And I simply want you to just take a video of yourself. This is a call to action. And I want you to take a video of yourself and introduce yourself. And if you feel like it was good, like a good introduction, post it on YouTube and share it with me. If you don't feel like it was good, try again the next day and the next day after that. I want you, my friend. I want you, my friend, all my friends, but also if you're not my friend yet, welcome. Welcome to this channel. Welcome to Dylan and his friends. I want us all to be able to introduce ourselves to the world in the best way possible. I'm still getting better at it too, so I'm not perfect. All right? But introduce yourself so we know who you are and we can share, and if you're open to it, posting it on YouTube so that I can introduce you to my other friends. So we can introduce friends to friends and we can synergize and collaborate. You may not be open to that at the moment, but if you are a business person that is providing a service or a product to the world and you want to expand, you want to be successful, introduce yourself, what you do, and how we can help you on a little video, and then, just watch through it, be like, okay, decent. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's not going to be good the first time if you haven't done it before. All right? And then, so that's communication skills. All right, we can practice with other people, but it's a lot easier to practice by ourselves when we record ourselves. And so now we have building healthy relationships and community involvement. So let's do building healthy relationships. This is, so like a book I got recently is How to Win Friends and Influence People, which to some people may have negative connotations, winning friends, influencing people. Some people might not like those terms, but really it's how to be a good person, how to be a good friend. And the first 3 chapters that I've read so far is don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Show genuine appreciation. Thank you for still watching this. Thank you for watching through all of this video. I know it's a long video, and I appreciate you taking the time to hang out with me and learn about what I'm putting my energy toward. Where was I going with that? Building healthy relationships. Oh, yes. And then helping foster a genuine desire in others. So what I mean by that is, like, say you want to go to a concert. There's a concert coming up this Friday, and there's also another thing going on Friday night. So in order to balance the two, it's like which one. First I have to understand what I want to do more. The person within that group that is going to do one activity or another, there has to be at least one person that has the most eager want to do it, the most self-interest to doing one activity over another, and they have to incite the interest and the eager want in the other people. If they don't do that well, then we'll end up doing the one thing and not going to the concert. Some people like myself, I like to say yes when there's enough interest in doing the thing, but if it's up to me, I'd rather be a little bit more intimate and not be around strangers that are not in my unit. So that's me. If the two people that are part of that situation this Friday get this before then cool. You already know where I'm at. I'd rather be intimate and just be together. Even though I know I love the music and the concerts and the sound journeys, that's my priority. My self-interest. So if you want me to come to this concert, and this is all an example, this is real life example. If you want me to come to this, you have to incite in me an eager want to do this thing past my want to be more hermit-like and be home or be in a intimate dinner atmosphere. And then that goes with the community involvement too. So my hermit-likeness is not to be super community involved unless that unit is kind of destabilized, then I do like going out to community events. But really, the community involvement is understanding what community do you want to foster? Do you want to foster the community of the unit, like myself, the family, or a partnership? If you are with one other person and you love spending your time with that person, maybe your community is yourself and you want to spend more time with yourself and develop the intricacies of yourself. There are networkers that their community is literally connecting with as many people every day as possible, or at least key people each day, and spreading their unique value out into the world. I know some networkers. There's systems people where they are truly integrated into some global change, which is beautiful as well. And it's about balancing that, because we all need some self-care. And then moving into the environmental category, the environmental dimension. I have as topics eco-psychology, sustainable living, technology and health, and clothing and environment. Now these are interesting topics. I believe I can break them up more or less. My main two when I think of environment is man-made and natural. So going into the eco-psychology, that's more of the natural part. It's our natural psyche with the environment. I read the book Eco-Psychology and highly recommended. Pretty sure I have it up here. Yeah. It is about, let me just grab it because I love it. It's this book, Restoring the Earth and Healing the Mind. It's about how we, as humans, can... Well, let me just read this. Eco-psychology marks the coming together of leading-edge psychologists and ecologists to redefine sanity on a personal and planetary scale. Here's the first in-depth exploration of an exciting new field, presenting revolutionary concepts of mental health along with a vision of renewal for the environmental movement. So this is beyond environmentalism. This is how do we restore ourselves so that we can help the earth? How do we help the earth at the same time restoring ourselves? it's beautiful, and I can go into topics. I could do a whole video on the chapters within that. There's shamanism, which is integrated with there as well. Plant medicines, which I know some of you are interested in. And forest bathing. I know someone who is a forest bathing therapist, or they took a course on helping people forest bathe for healing purposes. Fun fact, Japan has the most national healing forests of any country. I believe it's at least 17, or could be way more by now. And then, so sustainable living is how I like to think of sustainable living is how can I live that's sustainable for myself? Because if I can live a life that's sustainable to myself, then I can provide the value. I can develop myself personally and professionally so I can give value to the world and help others sustainably. If I am focusing too much on everything I can do to make no impact on the earth, then I'm kind of making no impact on the earth, if you think about it. Now, you may disagree with me, and I would love to talk about it. That's part of the collaboration, is I have these ideas, I have these opinions, but I do have you. I have the people in my life where we can talk about these things, and we can share our opinions, and we can talk side by side, we can record it or not, and we can still disagree. That's the beauty of it. We can still agree to disagree on how we feel about the earth. My intention isn't to change your point of view, but simply to share both of our points of view, so that other people who don't know how to think or what to think about a situation, sustainability for instance, they either are on one end, the other, or somewhere in between, and this is just another aspect that we can talk about. I'm running low on liquid, so I'm going to try to wrap things up here. Technology is a man-made environmental thing. There's so much with technology. We have the phones, we have the laptops, we have lights. Lighting itself keeps us awake more than our ancestors were. There's a lot with technology and health and how technology impacts health. And then we have clothing and environment. So with permaculture is a way of being. It's like permanent culture, how we are, like what is the culture of our being, what culture are we set in. So we have within the culture, within our soul, within our heart space, we have our bodies. That's one, either 0 or 1. 00 is our within. And then we have our clothing. So what are we wearing? And then we have what is around us, so what is within reach. I love having books within reach so I can reference them. And especially a warm drink, which I'm out of right now. And then we have the room that we're in. What are we looking at? I get to look at art, windows, mirror, calendar, and other soft objects. We have the house we're in, the building we're in, the neighborhood, the community, city, state, country, continent, earth, cosmos. We are an environment inside of another environment inside of environments, inside of other environments, inside the ecosystem of the earth. And then, that brings us back to the conclusion. So I've talked about the core activities. My core activities are regular video creation, engagement with the audience, continuous learning and sharing, mindfulness and personal reflection, and collaboration. I talked about the deep health dimensions, And so, if you want to talk about deep health, any of the dimensions we talked about, any topics at all, if you want to talk about your business, I'd love to talk to you as another business person, as a friend. If you want to move forward with an idea you have, we can just talk. We don't have to record it. I would love to record it selfishly so that I can share it with my audience. And yeah, this is what I want to do for this feels good. This feels good. So if you know me and you watched all of this, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Shoot me a message directly of any sort. And if you watch this and this is the first time you've met me or we don't know each other, shoot a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Peace and blessings. I'll be back with you next week where I will go over these things once again with new reflections, new learnings, some engagement, and hopefully some collaboration. Wonderful. And yeah, have a wonderful rest of your day. See you later, my beautiful people.